Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers of planet Earth. Another beautiful day. I woke up like this, all magical and fly. How you feeling today? Look, I actually covered that story on Russell Brand, and that was last week, okay? I did that whole video because he was actually accused by the media of allegedly sexually assaulting some women. And there was a whole Dispatches Channel 4 documentary on it. I actually watched it. Well, since then, a lot has happened. And we're going to really dive into how this is actually going to affect even you. But once again, every video that I make is here to help you become your greatest version, okay? That's first and foremost. I want everybody to hit that like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real. What they're not telling you. Russell Brand, my oh my, we got a whole lot to talk about. Yes, we do. Let's breathe, beautiful deep divers. Let's go. I feel so alive right now. Let's go, deep divers. Whoa! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. Raising the vibration, deep divers. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. Look, deep divers, if you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. You are in the middle of your greatest transformation ever. I want you to keep looking forward, keep believing that what you want to manifest can work out for you. Are you going to agree to that right now, deep divers? Fantastic. Okay, so Russell Brand, my oh my. Now in this video, deep divers, a lot has actually happened since my last video. It actually went viral. And I'm like, I've got to do a follow-up because Russell Brand actually responded. We're going to play that video. I'm going to play you another video. I'm going to tell you what I think is actually happening in this situation. And also what you have to be aware of, because we are living in the most monumental times of human history. Also times of great change, also great censorship, also something big is coming. And it's got everything to do with what's even unfolding with Russell Brand. We're going to talk about it, deep divers, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? So once again, deep divers, like I said, this is not about whether or not you feel Russell Brand is innocent or Russell Brand is guilty. This is always about being on the side of truth. Slow motion. Because in the end, the truth shall prevail. So when I made that video last week, I mean, it was crazy for Russell Brand, like all in the papers. Hey, he sexually assaulted women and his whole reputation was in ruins. They were really coming after him. Russell Brand, my oh my. So first and foremost, I want to tell you this. The media can build you up and then destroy you. But this is a lesson to be learned in this situation. Like I said, you can't serve two masters. You can't be a part of that club and then say, hey, I'm going to out that club. I'm going to talk about all of these things they're doing, the corruption. You can't do that because you can't bite the hand. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. Laws of power do not outshine the master. Russell Brand, when I would watch some of his videos, he was always talking about the deep state. This and that. So it got me thinking recently, deep divers, like, is this really about what Russell Brand did allegedly? Or is this really about what Russell Brand is saying right now to millions of people all around the world? Like, wake up out of the matrix. You're being controlled. You're being turned into a mind-controlled slave. Wake up, humanity. Like, Russell Brand has so much reach. And I'm sure he's ruffling a lot of people's feathers in high places. And they're like, can someone just shut Russell Brand up? So since that video, they've actually demonetized his whole YouTube channel. That's crazy. That's actually like an act of war. The reason why is because a lot of people on YouTube use this as a way to feed their family. Okay. And when you say, hey, we're going to demonetize you, now you're not going to be able to eat. That's crazy. And check this out, deep divers. YouTube have something called creator responsibility policy. What? I've been on YouTube like a little while. I've never heard of that. Creator responsibility policy. So what's that about, Ralph? Well, basically, creators have a responsibility on and off the platform. Like if your behavior harms people, the community, employees, this ecosystem, we will take the necessary action. So it just seems like since Russell Brand, they're just making up policies and laws. This is crazy. But it's only to be expected because you got to remind yourself that there's a war going on. No man is safe from. There's an info wars going on. There's an information war going on. Big information war going on. And Russell Brand, in my mind, was really spilling the beans on how the deep state works, what's really going on. And because of who he is, like Russell Brand is going to be in living rooms all around the world. He's got a big mouth. He likes to talk a lot. He's very charismatic, charming. So he's influencing a lot of people. In my mind, this is the reason why the inorganic ones came for Russell Brand. At the same time, like I said, don't dismiss the victims because you got to remind yourself that we don't really know what goes on in the entertainment industry. Well, we actually do, okay? Because I told you about this guy, Jimmy Savile, who worked for the BBC, who was a complete monster, right? So let me play you Russell Brand's response, okay, since last week. I would have played you the video, deep divers, but Rumble has put a content ID copyright on that video. I can't. So what I'm going to do is read you the video instead. So Russell says this. Hello there, you awakening wonders. Obviously, it's been an extraordinary and distressing week, and I thank you very much for your support and for questioning the information you've been presented with. By now, you're probably aware that the British government have asked big tech platforms to censor our online content. Some online platforms have complied with that request. What you may not know is that this happens in the context of the Online Safety Bill. This is UK legislation that grants sweeping surveillance and censorship powers and is a law that has already been passed. I also don't imagine that you've heard of the Trusted News Initiative, and now, as often is the case when a word like trusted is used as part of an acronym to describe an unelected body, trust is the last thing you should be offering. The Trusted News Initiative is a collaboration between big tech and legacy media organizations to target, patrol, choke, and shut down independent media organizations like this one. We'll be talking about that on our show on Monday on Rumble, but just to give you an idea on what the TNI is, this is a quote from one of their spokespeople. So now Russell actually shows a quote on the screen, because actually the real rivalry now is not between, for example, the BBC and CNN globally. It's actually between all trusted news providers and digital platforms. Then Russell added, it's clear that these organizations collaborate in constructing narratives, whether that's around the war or the pandemic. And of course, there are other examples. It's very clear to me that we have to be very, very cautious indeed. That's why I'm asking you to follow me on Rumble. Rumble have made a clear commitment to free speech. Rumble is the primary platform that we'll be streaming from. We'll be back this Monday, and as usual, we'll be talking about deep state and corporate collusion and how ordinary democracy is shut down, ignored, and avoided. We'll be talking about military-industrial complex, these are able to facilitate and start wars that seem little more to be money laundering operations, and that's with all respect to the hundreds of thousands of victims of numerous ongoing wars in the world at the moment. We'll be talking about the role of Big Pharma and how Big Pharma have been able to influence government policy around the world, and how they've been able to evade due liability and necessary scrutiny, and how they've been able to avoid media investigation, or perhaps be due to them, right? Be due them. And of course, we'll be talking about media corruption and censorship. So please follow me on Rumble, because that's the only way we can keep our voice. I need your support now more than ever. More than I ever imagined I would. So follow me, support our channel if you can, if it's within your means. But more important than any of that is that you please, if you can, stay free. Whoa, that was a lot of reading, deep divers. And I'm also on Rumble at Infinite Waters too. Absolutely. Deep divers, you better stay free. You better stay free. You better stay free, because we are in intense days and times. I'm also on Rumble, deep divers. I've been on Rumble for like a year now, and I post there a little while. Sometimes like I post videos there. So go and also add me on Rumble, Infinite Waters. But deep divers, this is an opportunity to realize that there's nothing to be afraid of. Like what they're doing to Russell is really what we call a public humiliation ritual. And because he's really the number one guy in the world who's really diving deep into the deep state, they're coming after him because, you see, it's all about showing who's boss. And these platforms, you don't own them. And that's why I always tell people, have your own website. I've got my own website, ralphsmart.com. I'm independent. I own my own masters. Deep divers. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. You got to remind yourself that that's what time you got to be on, because they can take this away from you at any time. But also, what this is showing me is that I told you about the YouTube creator responsibility policy. And I'm like, what? I've never heard that. So this actually reminds me of something called a social credit score. And the social credit score is already in China. Like they basically can take money out of your bank account if you misbehave, if you don't conform to society's norms. They can take away certain rights and privileges. They can even stop you from traveling out of the country. So by them demonetizing Russell, I'm like, wait a second, that's like a social credit score. They can just shut you down. And this is the whole kind of 15-minute city smart grid agenda that you have to be aware of. I always tell you, question everything, and being free is your birthright. So let me play you another clip which really talks about this social credit score idea, which is very fascinating. Listen to this. Right, so that's very telling. We've got to be aware that there are no accidents or coincidences in this universe. Everything is happening for a reason. And I do believe that, yes, we're going to see the truth. Like I say, it's not about saying Russell is innocent or Russell is guilty. The court of law should always decide. But having like trial by media is absolutely preposterous, right? Preposterous, right? Crazy to see that you can go on trial by the media. They can destroy your whole life in an entire day. They did that to Michael Jackson. So you have to be aware how history has a strange way of repeating itself. At the same time, this is also a time to realize that something big is coming, and they're trying to silence as many people as possible to stop speaking the truth. And that's the reason why you have to support people like Ralph Smart. I don't know who that guy is, right? And Infinite Waters, who is really getting the truth out there to the masses. But also, a lesson you can learn from this Russell Brand situation is that, see, Russell Brand, whenever I've listened to Russell Brand, deep divers, whenever I've listened to him, he's always talking about the deep state. Like, that's all I hear about Russell Brand. He's always talking about big pharma, big tech, Bill Gates, all of that stuff. And I'm like, wait a second, that's cool. But instead of attacking what you hate, start promoting what you love. Slow motion this side. I said, instead of attacking what you hate, start promoting what you love. Me, Ralph Smart, I'm an artist, I'm an alchemist, I'm a wizard. I don't have time to talk about Big Pharma 24/7. I don't have time to even think about Bill Gates 24/7. You know why? Because I'm giving you videos on food, how to eat to live, relationships, subconscious mind. These are the tools we actually need, because you can keep throwing temper tantrums at the government and say, hey, Big Pharma, hey, Bill Gates. But at the same time, how are you actually improving in your own life? That's what's really important. I told you, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Everything out there is a big distraction. Yes, raise awareness, but also realize you got to work. People have got to work on themselves. They got to heal their unresolved issues. So instead of always looking out there, like that's the problem, take a look in here and heal yourself from within. Oh my gosh, deep divers. So like I said, with Russell Brand, the truth will actually eventually come out. He's responded, but this is always a cause for concern to say, are they pushing the whole world to a kind of social credit score society where your behavior is going to be judged, it's going to be monitored, it's going to be under surveillance, not only by the government, but by big tech. So this kind of makes me see that actually big tech works with the government, which works with the media. It's a spider web. And what we can learn from this is that the inorganic ones control the matrix because they have unity. I always tell you, we are all in this together. If you are awake and aware, start uniting and connecting with like minds. Be with people who are on the same mission as you. Make sure you are choosing love over fear, freedom over slavery. And don't say, oh, Russell Brand's situation ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, it will do, because first they came for Russell, then they'll come for you and your whole family if you are speaking truth to power. Once again, we don't know what's really happened with Russell Brand, those allegations, but that's only to be decided in the court of law. But you can't have the media say, hey, he's done it before he's even been in a court of law. That's crazy. So YouTube, what evidence do YouTube have to take his whole channel and demonetize it? It's crazy. Well, this is the new world we're living in, and you have to remind yourself, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't depend on the machine world for your freedom. Depend on yourself, because you are in a matrix, and the only way out is in. The only way out is in. And that's the reason why they can't touch infinite waters. You know why? You know why, deep divers? You know why? Because I woke up like this, all magical and fly. Deep divers, I want everybody to hit that like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real. Share this video with someone, okay? And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Beautiful deep divers of planet Earth, make sure you go and check out the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook, the Bible of becoming your greatest version. Also, go and check out the latest new book, the Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart, the secret recipe to becoming your greatest version at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Go and get the Good Ass Prana shirts, deep divers, for men, women, children, even cats. All new limited edition designs at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And we're doing the fashion show in Miami. If you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing? Well, go and buy some. And let me know why you have what it takes at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Official Ralph Smart on Instagram. Deep divers. So like I said, we just dive deep into that topic, and I'm going to keep following the story and probably do a video once a week about this whole story, how it's all unfolding. But like I always say, right now you have to realize the split is happening. I told you, we are in the midst of info wars. Just as you are waking up, there are people who want to put you back to sleep. Juvenal, the Roman poet, spoke of how to control the masses you need bread and circuses. Are you not entertained? So you got to remind yourself there's an info wars happening. And the only way to win is to be yourself authentically and realize in the end, the truth shall set you free. One love to all of you deep divers. Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. Yo! Once again, deep divers of planet Earth, make sure you hit that like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real. If you support the real, share this video with someone. Leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation. And let me know how you are being free today. One love. Peace.